know that Earth is nearly 4.5 billion years old. My purpose today is to inform you about the arguments associated with the flat Earth theory. I am a trustworthy student and will provide information that I know experts have spent many years studying. I'm also a caring guy who respects and values not only mine but others' opinions as well. After listening to what I have to say today, you will have enough information and ideas to process your own way of thinking, if the Earth is round or flat. I will begin with reasons why people oppose the flat Earth theory and conclude with reasons why people support the theory. With our roadmap in place, let's begin with opposing reasons of the flat Earth theory. There are two reasons why people oppose the flat Earth theory. The first reason is based on a belief of the Coriolis effect. Trustworthy author James E. McDonald, who was senior physicist at the Institute for Atmospheric Physics and professor in the Department of Meteorology, University of Utah, writes about his sideways drifting tendency called the Coriolis effect, named after 19th century mathematician G.G. Coriolis, who made the first complete analysis of it. The effect is due simply to the rotation of the Earth, and it appears in all motions as soon as we refer those motions to any coordinate system fixed with respect to the Earth. Objects in the northern hemisphere are deflected to the right, while objects in the southern hemisphere are deflected to the left. This is why the Coriolis effect is believed that only a spherical shape could cause the occurrence. The second reason is based on a belief that the consistent daylight and darkness can only occur on spherical-shaped rotating Earth. University of Durham's Emeritus Professor F. Richard Stevenson's research focuses on historical aspects of astronomy, in particular analyzing ancient astronomical records to reconstruct the history of Earth's rotation. He writes about the length of daylight and darkness were recognized at a very archaic stage in history, even in relatively low latitudes where the great ancient civilizations of the Fertile Crescent, Indus Valley, and China developed a length of daylight ranges over a ratio of much as 4-to-1 from summer to winter. By the 12th century BC, evidence for the use of 24 hours in a full solar day can also be found. A papyrus of that date lists the number of hours of daylight and darkness for each month of the year, the total always being 24. This system spread to Greece and eventually to the modern world. Flat Earth opposers used the daylight and darkness as evidence of a constant rotating sphere back then and still do to this very day. With reasons for opposing the flat Earth theory covered, let's look at supporting reasons. There are two reasons why people support the flat Earth theory. The first reason is based on a belief of their understanding of sacred writings. At the 2018 Flat Earth International Canada Conference, Rob Skiba, a documentary filmmaker and best-selling author, was cited in a presentation giving his opinion that follows. Bible passages describing Earth as a flat circle, not a ball, and as having 4 corners. This validates how someone who supports the flat Earth is taking the literal interpretation of a sacred writing and turning them into opinions and ideas. The second reason is based on the belief of being skeptical of mainstream media because they think it is a falsehood coming from the government. Omar Muallim, a well-known journalist and writer who appeared at the 2018 Flat Earth International Canada Conference, asked the question, what motivated NASA, the UN, Zionists, and other co-conspirators to deceive the message about the shape of the planet? And then proceeds to say, many conventioneers speculated it was purely power and greed, a controlling device used to turn us into mindless consumers. This shows that flat Earth supporters are unconvinced of the science that is being accepted by many. In conclusion, there are various reasons backed up with support to enhance our thoughts and ideas about the shape of the Earth. Let's review what we learned today. First, we learned 2 reasons why people oppose the flat Earth theory, to include the belief of the Coriolis effect and the consistency of the daylight and darkness. Next, we learned 2 reasons why people support the flat Earth theory is because of their literal interpretation of sacred writings and because people are skeptical of mainstream media, which creates mental games, thinking the government is behind all of the so-called falsehood. Now that you know more about the flat Earth theory, you have a little more information to help you process and come up with your own opinions about our 4.5 billion year old Earth.